Everybody, welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, and the only person to ever have their job application declined by the Ghostbusters. Pitstain Hobbies. We're back on issue 24 of the lovely Fanhome Ghostbusters Ecto-1. There's a link down below, but you can't order it right now, but hopefully it's coming back soon. Fantastic model. I love the Ghostbusters, and I love Ecto-1. Who doesn't? So issue 24, we're going to start off with stage 87, which is the door panel for this fella. But I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm using the online instructions from myecto1.com from our buddy Todd over there. He makes the best instructions. If I read them all, like if I actually read all the words, I would never make a mistake. But I just kind of look at the pictures and wing it because, reading is secondary to my skill set. But let's get out stage 87. And, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Come on. There we go. Try not to launch anything across the room. We got more of these little felt strips to be able to stick down so the windows don't get scratched. Got some screws here and more screws here. We've got a gear with a lever arm and a nice big plastic door panel and another gear here. Put these together and I guess put that in the trash. Oh man, between plastic clamshells and beer cans, I don't know how many bags of garbage I have to pull out of this place every few days. Build a lot of partworks. We're also building the 66 Batmobile from Fanhome, so you can go check that out on the channel. And we're going to be starting the very nostalgic Megazord from Fanhome soon. I grew up watching that as a kid. As a smaller kid, I was watching Voltron, and then when I got a little older, they had the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with Megazord, and I'm kind of like, ooh, that's got a little bit of a Voltron vibe to it. A little different, obviously, but still, very cool. Looking forward to that. So we're going to take our rear door mechanism, and we've got this little door lock. So make sure you don't snap that off like I'm probably going to in the upcoming minutes of this video. We're going to put our little door panel down, and I don't think we'll scratch it, but I will put a little piece of shop towel down underneath it just to protect it that much more. I'm going to take this son of a, hold on, one moment please, there we go. We're going to take this gear marked L2, and we're going to drop her down onto that top pin right there, and get an HP screw in there. So we're going to get one of those right in that hole, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you want to tighten that screw enough that it still spins. If you go any tighter, it doesn't really spin freely. So just the tiniest turn loose from barely moving to spinning freely. And then we're going to put this other gear on here marked L. Come on, focus. There we go, L. And we're going to put that on right about, I guess, there, sort of. Yeah, pretty much right about that angle. And get a UP screw on there. That's the one with the shoulders at the top with that flange. Get a UP screw on there. Get that cinched down. Keep wiggling while you're tightening. And don't over tighten it. It'll only tighten so much, and it still wiggles very smoothly to the point where I almost don't want to shmoo it, but I'm going to put a little bit of shmoo in there, which is just silicone grease. And you can check my Amazon link below, and I have my silicone grease, and we're just going to work that in there just for good measure. That's this stuff is what I use: food grade keys, silicone grease, O-rings, gaskets, valves, bearings, scuba gear. It's good for all sorts of things. So yeah, we're gonna put that there. Those are on. We got to get a couple of these felt pads on here. So we're gonna put felt pads, one right here and one right here, on the upper edge, but not above the edge. So give me one sec. Okay, so we got our 2 felt pads on there. Perfect. That's it for 87. So let's go over to 88, and I'll get that parts pack out here. Here we go. So I'm going to go to the seamstress tomorrow with my Ecto-Wear flight suit that was made in Texas. Handmade in Texas by Americans. The lovely state of Texas. I'm going to take my Ecto-Wear flight suit and my patches. I have both. If you notice, Pit Stain isn't sitting here right now. I'm going to bring both the Pit Stain and the Schwartz patches to the seamstress and see if she can do a Velcro backing so I can swap between them depending on my mood. But yeah, and got my No Ghost logo with me, and I have a leg hose set up, and I'm going to go get that sewn up in anticipation of my Halloween party that the wife and I are having at the home this year for a select group of people with nothing better to do who want to come over and hang out with us. And yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to have my HasLab Proton Pack, and I got to put a Keep Alive mod in it so that it'll not shut down every 15 seconds, which is kind of annoying. So this, we have a couple of little chrome trim strips here and a couple of gears and, door handle and looks like probably a window, window handle and a couple little bits and pieces. We got a door latch, a striker plate, I guess you would call it. So let's get figuring out on that. Okay, so we need to take, watch out, Ian. Need to take this little fella here and yeah, that's what we need. And is there like a sticker or something I should be looking for? I feel like no. Okay. No, that's all there. Let me get those. We've got a little plastic tiny chrome bit here. And we're going to put the door handle in the door. And it's keyed. It's got that little notch, so it's got that little keyway, so it'll only go in one direction. However, there's a tiny bit of flash right there, from obviously the sprue from whence it came. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that flash off so it's nice and smooth, just for my own OCD. Not that it makes a difference. You're not going to see it anyway when it's inside the car. And that really stays pretty much in place there. And I got to get an EP screw onto the back of this right there. So just give me a sec. Okay. So that's screwed in. And what we want to do now is take our window lever. And we want the gear marked L, but with the D-shaped, see with that flat spot on the opening? And what we're going to do is put our window lever in right about there. And then put our L gear on here. Hold on a second now. Come on. There we go. So that only fits on one way. And then we're going to put a KM screw into that. Yes. So give me one moment. I'll get that screw in and we'll be right back. All right. Well, that's in. And I want to show you something here. Just like Todd had, there was a little flash on those gear teeth and they weren't perfectly toothy. They were a little chunky. So I took a little, tiny little metal file and just just a few swipes to make it more perfectly tooth-shaped. And then we're going to take our other gear, which does not have a D-shaped opening. We're going to put that on this post right in the middle here. Come on. Hold on a second now. We want to make sure that our handle is somewhat right about there. And we want this lever to be about there. And then we're going to put the gear into place. So now it's all locked in. Then we're going to throw a UP screw in there and don't over tighten it. So just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right. All our gears are in place, and I added a little more of that silicone schmear in there. And now we've got to take our window glass and get that fitted in. So let's put this back down on the towel, and I will go get my window glass. So 1 moment, please. Alrighty. So we've rotated our mechanism up to about there. We're going to take our window glass and put it on there. Okay, get it kind of sort of centered. And we're going to take a UP screw to screw that down onto the lever arm. And just tight. Don't go crazy. Make sure that still moves like that. That's what we need. And then we're going to insert this into the door. Now we've got this and this here and here. And we're going to make sure that we get our window underneath those tabs and get her slid up in there. And we could probably just kind of gently pull it up a little. And we got to get the edges over the top there to get that in place. And let's make sure before, there we go. So that fully slides down, up, and pretty much fully goes down. So do that before you screw anything in. Make sure you crank the window all the way to make sure everything's clear. And we'll wipe our little dirty paw prints off this thing in a bit. But then we're going to get the hinges out of the way. Hinges out of the way. And that's looking good. So we've got to get 2 IP screws in there. And then 2 DM screws down here. So just give me a sec and I will be right back. Okay, so our 4 screws are in. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Sorry for the throat clearing. It's customary on this channel, though, you know. And then we got our 2 little chrome trims. They're both the same, according to Todd. And they only fit in one way, which would be this way. Ooh, delicato. So there's a little bit of sprue flash on there, and I kind of want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to take my little glass nanofile and make sure they feel smooth the whole way. There's a tiny bit. It's not bad at all. It's very minimal, but it's just a tiny bit. Don't go crazy. You don't want to take the chrome off too much where you're going to see it. But we're going to get these 2 laid in there. Go in your hole. It's in. That's in. And there we go. Oh man. That is muy delicato. This is a very, very thin, svelte piece of plastic. And again, there's a tiny bit of flash. Don't sand the face, just the side and the back a little bit if you need to. Just a little tiny It's a little itty bitty bit. And then that, and that hole. Oh, man. I mean, they're press fit parts, so they're supposed to be snug. There we go. And center pin, there we go. Perfect. Looks lovely. Absolutely lovely. Very nice. So there we go. That's done. And we got to put the little keyhole in the outside of the door panel. Right in there. That little D-shaped hole. That's going to be this little tiny plastic bit right here. Oh, it's a small little part. But it does have a D-shaped peg. Hard to see on camera because it's chrome, but it is indeed D-shaped. So I have some smooth-jawed pliers, so we won't mar the plasticky chrome. We'll get that. Ah! Come on, go in your hole. Hold on, let me try this by hand. It's a really tiny part. And if you were eating French fries for lunch, it's a little trickier to get in. So let's see. We got that. We're going to grab onto it. Whew! Okay. And then we're going to take the end of our plastic screwdriver handle and just push it in. It's a very tight fit, very snug fit. It is not going anywhere. And that's that. Retrieve your chassis assembly. Oh, no. Connect the rear door switch to the... Okay, give me a minute. I got to go feed the dogs. I'll be right back. All right, well, the gigantic body is out again now. And you can see my wide angle isn't as wide angle because I had to remove my wide angle lens because it kept, yeah, it kept checking out of the equation. I've got it over here somewhere. Where is it? It's somewhere. I don't know. It fell off like 7 times, and I finally gave up on it. So this is the best we'll get. But we got to take this switch, and we got to fit it into here and bolt her down. So what I'm going to do to make things easier on myself is there's a third contact here that is not used, and I am going to take some fairly heavy-duty snippers and cut that off. And then I am going to bend these back a little bit. That's what Todd says to do. So they're kind of like that. And we're going to put her in there. Okay, like so. Thank you, Todd, for figuring out how not to bungle this so that we can do it right the first time. But that's going to go in there like that with those wires coming out of that little channel. And then we're going to take this little black plastic brackety thing and put it right down here, and that'll hold it into place with a couple of DM screws. So I'm going to get that screw and that screw in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's screwed in there. Now we're going to take this door latch striker assembly and put it right there, and one more DM screw in that hole, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's screwed in, and we also are going to route our wire through this notch right here. And I mean, we could put a piece of tape down right now or whatever. It's fine. And now, oh boy, carefully turn the assembly upside down. Oh dear. Okay. Oh God. Oh, we're caught. Okay, hold on. Okay. Holy crap. Oh, it's heavy with one hand. Oh, dear. Okay. Whew! She's a heavy girl. Lots of beautiful die cast, and we got our back door here, and we're going to offer it up to the hinge right there. It might not stay. Let's see here. Okay, so the B pillar, we need 2 screws. There's a little bit of wiggle room, apparently, with these screws. These are very long screws. So we're going to take 2 of those, put those here and here. It's kind of hard to see. Hold on. There we go. Let's get it closed up. I like to screw them in with the doors shut so that we can get a good idea of the door shuts, because there's a little bit of wiggle room on these things. So I think we're going to push forward. We don't need to push up. We don't need to push down. But I think we need to push forward a little bit to make sure that we get her lined up as good as we can. Because that, you can go back or forward. See? Just a tiny bit. So I'm going to push forward while I screw in on these 2 screws here and here. All right, we'll be right back. Okay. There we go. It's screwed in, and let's check her out. It opens, and it closes, and that all seems pretty good and even. This could go a little further in, possibly. I feel like. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to show you how. I think I know. I'll be right back. All right. So I feel like this top body line was a little further away. This was a little further away, and this was a little further away than the bottom. And that could simply be excess material on this hinge. And not necessarily so much on the bottom, which we can file a tiny bit, but the top part of the hinge. So what I'm going to do is I am going to file, and the lever arm has more movement at the end than at the base. So a tiny bit of filing, just to take her down to the bare metal here, should have a multiple effect of results at the top. And let's see. Let's get our screws out of the way so we don't lose them. And let's see what we get if we put it in there. We push her down. We've cut that margin down quite a bit. I'm going to go down a tiny bit more, and we'll be right back. Okay. There we go. And not absolutely perfect, but definitely an improvement, and really, honestly, close enough. For a 59 Cadillac Miller Media hearse that was hand-built at a Coachwork, that's a pretty good shut line, and that's nice and even. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So yeah, there we go. She opens, she closes, she activates the little switch here. Perfect. Okay, well that's it for 88. 89. Oh, the window frame over here. We'll be right back. Okay, well here are the stage 89 parts, and it's this frame and a few pieces of trim. And the first thing we got to do is take 89. Which one is this? 89B, I guess? Yeah. We're going to take the skinny little guy here. Where's my tweezers? Tweezers! Where are you? I have no idea where my tweezers went. Well, let me just pop it out of here with the... Oh, there it goes. Okay, so what we got to do is I'm going to put this aside, and we've got to get this to fit onto here. And to do that, we need to pre-bend it. It is metal, so we've got to bend it because the sticky stuff will not hold it down on its own. And even if you crazy glue it, it's going to probably peel up. So we've got to kind of pre-curve this part little by little. Just a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. See, we're slowly curving it, okay? Slowly, slowly, not too much. No sharp bends. We don't want to make it look weird and wavy. Okay. So we still need some more bending. So we're going to keep curving it because this whole thing is one big kind of compound curve. Big pain in the butt, actually, to get this to curve just right. And if we hold it at the bottom, and we can see it's not fully down. So I'm going to keep playing with this curving, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our curve pretty good. And I put a tiny, tiny dab of CA glue down on this part before putting the trim. Ow! I just stabbed myself. Careful how you slide the trim around. I put a tiny dab of CA glue underneath the ends of the trim channel. And what I'm going to do, I don't even know if I need the clamps. Yeah, if you bend it really well, that's it. She just lays down there. Nice. Nice and neat. There we go. The other ones are going to be the same story. This vertical one will probably be the only easy one. Let's see what the next one is to do. Yeah, that's the end one. So this long one is going to be another pain in the patootie as well. It's mostly straight. Okay, straight shot, straight shot. And we get right here. That's the trouble spot everybody has. So if we line it up in the corner there, and we hold this down tight, right there is where we need to start bending it fairly sharply to get her to line up properly. And some handy tools here would be some smooth-jawed or rubber-tipped pliers or plastic-tipped pliers or nylon, whatever. Something like that would be extremely handy to have right now to do that. So I have the smooth-jawed pliers, and as you can see, it's still not perfect. We've got to actually do a compound curve. So we have to kind of twist this. So we have to sort of grab this whole part and sort of twist it in little by little and kind of twist that over. It's a really interesting acrobatic stunt we need to do with bending this metal to get it to go into place. And right there, it's pretty darn close. But you can see it still sticks out. We want it to naturally be fully. So let's give it another little tweak there. I'm spending a lot of time on this because a lot of people have trouble with this. So let's see. If we hold it flat there, how's it look there? It's not bad, but it needs a little bit of a twist. So we're twisting. Not just bending, bend and twist, bend and snap. Have you seen Legally Blonde? Yes. There we go. So now if we hold this flat here, you should see it bends and twists right into place. So you're not going to have it flying off of there when double-sided tape lets go, or even if you put some CA glue, that lets go. Whew. Nerve-wracking. I was worried about it. It's actually not that hard. If this dummy can do it, you can do it. We'll be right back. I'm going to get just the same thing, a little crazy glue here and there, and I'm going to get the tape down, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, well that part's glued down. I'm just peeling the backing off. This final part that goes at the front. Try not to touch the double-sided tape with your skin. The oils will reduce the effective stickiness. And we're just going to stick that right on down. There we go. And if it's a dead flat part, you really don't need to add any extra like crazy glue or anything. Just these curved ones, we like to add a little bit extra. But there we go. Got a nice lines there. Whew. Wow, 89. Stressful. A little bit. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I heard some serious horror stories. People having massive problems, but they go on pretty easy if you just take your time, prep your parts properly, and act with that emotion. We're gonna put that right there. Stage 90. Oh, more windows. Very fun. Very nice. Let's see here. Left rear windows. Great. Okay, we got a little piece of trim here that we're going to get out. There we go. And let's test fit this dry. It goes just like that. We're going to tape it on down. So let me get that stuck on and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's taped down. My lisp. It rears its ugly head once again. So that's down, and now we're just going to get our back glass laid into place. So it looks like this one goes in right there, and that one goes okay. Let me get at a better angle here to show you what I'm doing. One sec. Okay, so I put a paint can underneath there, and now we're gonna take, let's see, that. Okay, I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna take this round piece of glass, put that in there. They both are molded very nicely. They fit really well, and the tint line lines up with the rest of the car. Yes. Very nice. We're going to take our frame, offer it up to the vehicle. There we go. And that fits right into place. Okay. And then we got to get 1, 2, 3 VM screws in there. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh boy. So that's bolted in, and then we gotta, this car is one of the more difficult ones to show you what I'm doing, but we gotta get 1, 2 VP screws, and then, 1, 2, 3 AP screws into there. And oh my gosh, okay, let's just lay this down. Okay, so you saw where I gotta put them. Basically, the 2 VPs are going to come out right here on the other side, and the 3 APs are going to come out right here on the other side. Sometimes I just prefer a bigger girl. I do like it. It's very nice. Let me get those screws in. We'll be right back. Okay, all right. Son of a... Oh, it's so heavy. There we go. Oh boy. Oh my God, that thing is heavy. Whew. Okay. Well, this is looking great. It's quite nice. The tint line's a little skinnier here, but otherwise it's looking pretty good. They built this prop car in the 80s originally from a 59 millimeter, and this is looking probably better than the movie car did, in all honesty. I'm pretty happy though. The shot lines are really nice on the door lines. All the panel gaps look pretty good here. I'm overall really happy with it. It looks really good. So that being said, whew, that's it for issue 24. Oh man, I got an arm workout for the day. I don't need to. I don't. It's not like I work out anyway. This is the closest I get to free weights or dumbbells or anything. So thank you for joining Pitstain on his strength training for this Friday evening. Come back next time for more great model action on Pitstain Hobbies. Don't forget to click links below, like, subscribe, comment, check out the Amazon store. We love you, and we'll trap you next time. Adios, everybody.